This is a real story shared by one of you. When she sent it to me, she asked me to keep her name private. But she wanted the details to stay, because those details were what made the story real to her. So, this is her story. She was 28 years old, and living in Seattle at the time. She had just moved there for work, and did not know many people. Most of her days were spent commuting between her small apartment in Capitol Hill and her office near South Lake Union. Her life felt quiet and repetitive. Work, home, sleep. One evening in late October, after a long day at work, it started raining. Not heavy rain, just the soft kind that Seattle is known for. She stopped by a small coffee shop near Pike Street to wait it out. She ordered a hot latte and sat near the window, scrolling on her phone, watching people walk by. That was where she met him. He was sitting at the table next to hers, working on a laptop, wearing a dark jacket, and when the barista called her name, he smiled and said her name sounded beautiful. It was a small comment, but it stayed with her. They started talking about work, about how long they had lived in the city, about how confusing Seattle weather could be. The conversation felt easy, natural, like two people who were not trying to impress each other. He told her he worked in architecture. She told him she worked in marketing. They talked until the rain stopped, and when they left the café, he asked if she wanted to walk toward the bus stop together. She said yes. Over the next few weeks, they met often, sometimes for coffee, sometimes for dinner, sometimes just to walk around Green Lake on Sunday mornings. They took things slow. No labels, no pressure, just time. She said her favorite moments were the simplest ones. Grocery shopping together at Trader Joe's, cooking pasta in his apartment, watching movies on his couch, talking about nothing important. They officially started dating in December, just before the holidays, and for the first time since moving to Seattle, she felt like she belonged somewhere. They spent weekends exploring the city, walking through Pike Place Market, sitting by the waterfront, taking the ferry to Bainbridge Island, holding hands while watching the sunset. He met her friends. She met his coworkers. They celebrated birthdays together and slowly built a shared routine. But life changed again. In the spring, he was offered a job in Boston, a position he had applied for years ago, something he could not turn down. They talked about it late one night, sitting on the floor of his living room, surrounded by moving boxes he had not packed yet. They tried to be practical. They talked about long distance, visits, flights, schedules. For a while they tried. Video calls, text messages, planned visits every few months. But distance felt heavier than expected. Time zones, missed calls, different routines. She said the love was still there, but the connection slowly faded. Not because they stopped caring, but because life kept pulling them apart. They ended things on a phone call, on a quiet Tuesday evening. No fighting, no anger, just sadness and honesty. She said the hardest part was returning to the places they used to go. The coffee shop, Green Lake, the ferry terminal, and learning how to exist there without him. It took time, months, to stop checking her phone, to stop imagining what could have been, to stop tying her happiness to someone who was no longer there. Today, she still lives in Seattle, still walks past that coffee shop sometimes, and instead of pain, she feels gratitude, because that love was real, even if it did not last. When she shared her story with me, she said this: some love stories are not meant to be forever, but they are meant to be remembered. If you are listening and recognizing places, moments, or feelings from your own life, you are not alone. This was a real love story shared by one of you. And if you want your story to be told, with your places, your memories, your truth, you can share it here. I am Lucy, and this is Unsaid Love.